Hi, it's Leslie with just a little workshop or a little information about dating lines. Gosh, I have so many people tell me about they've done this and that in dating line, and a lot of people ask about dating lines. Well, and this is going to be whether you should do dating lines or meeting people in person, and so many questions about that. Now I have to say, dating lines are, of course, they all cost a little bit of money. They're a full-time job, and if you don't know how to write a good profile, it's difficult. But anyway, the things you have to look for or remember are people don't always say are who they say they are. They're not always who they say they are. Their pictures, sometimes they're 10, 15 years old. If you meet them, it's like, wow, that isn't the same person. Sometimes they're married, and I'm going to tell you some stories of things I hear. Sometimes they're looking for a hookup. There's some dating lines that are pretty known for that. There's one called, I'm sure what it's called on Facebook. Zeus, I think it's Zeus. I'm not quite sure. I think it's Zeus. They seem to be pretty good. A lot of them are good. A lot of them aren't good. You hear people say they meet people online and they date them and they marry them. But to tell you the truth, there's very, very few people that happens to, no matter what they advertise. There's very few people. And I'm just trying to give you some tips here for what people have asked me. I had someone last night say, gosh, she met this guy and she was sure that that was her true love, her soulmate. And for 6 months they got along real good, and she saw him never on the weekends though. You never saw him on the weekends, never any holidays. You know, all of a sudden, she's at a distance with him. She's at a distance. She's not hearing from him. He doesn't answer her texts very much. He's married. She doesn't want to admit the fact that he's married. Well, if someone doesn't see you on weekends or holidays, it's a good assumption. It's a good thought to check that out anyway. Then I also had someone else say she really liked a man, and she met him, went with him quite a while, and he gave her the wrong last name. And finally she found out through her friend his name was totally different. She looked him up, and gosh, he was on 6 or 7 dating lines with lots of girlfriends and lots of people writing to him on different sites he had and different emails he had. And she found that out when she found his last name out. So be careful, be very careful. Check it out very much. I know a lot of people really would love to have another person in their life, love to have a companion, a partner, a lover, and maybe get married, some people. Be careful. Just take your time. Take your time. It's just a full-time job to keep up with it. And when you first go on, you'll get a lot of it. It's up to you if you want to do that. And then there's the thought about in person opposed to dating lines. Well, in person, you can feel the person's energy. You can feel the vibes from the person. And if you don't the first time, you will the second time. It might be easier in person. At least you don't get lies. You may get lies. I guess you can. But you'll get what the person is about. The first or second time you see them, and you will. And if you see them most of the time, unless the person is married or they're just out to want to go to bed with you, it's easier to meet them in person. It is much easier. You get just so much more about them, and possibly you meet some of their friends. So take it easy. Meeting in person is a lot better. You get the energy from the person. You get a feeling from the person. Online, you can get anything they want to tell you. And of course, when we're anxious to meet someone, we believe it. And some people are very good at telling stories, very good storytellers, and that can happen in person too. But I don't think it happens quite as much. I talk to a lot of people all the time, and it doesn't happen that much. It really doesn't. You're better off in person, I know. Then you're going to say, well, where do you meet them? Well, join a group. There's meetup groups. There's groups that are interested in, and with meetup too, books, going out for dinner, dancing, boating, skiing. Many groups in almost everywhere has it. It's a good place to meet friends, to make some new friends, just friends. So just a few tips on this. I've had so many questions about it that I want to do something a little bit for it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.